Your first time watching one of my videos, just to let you know, I'm not a radio restorer, I'm a radio repairer, so I don't strip these radios down to nothing and rebuild them back up like new. I spend most of my time hunting for faults in the radio and repairing them. I'm afraid I spend a lot of time hunting for ghosts, which is part and parcel of doing troubleshooting. So, I'm going to start working on this Philco radio. It's a PT10. I don't have the chassis for it, but down here you can see it says model PT10, code 121. It's probably a bit of like a version number. And you can certainly tell it's a Philco. It's full of Philco tubes. The word Philco appears here. So I was provided this with not much comment, other than it works. And I have plugged it in, I have tested it, it does work. I'm not sure there's any electronic problems with it. But we can see some other things, holes in the speaker, which I'm going to need to patch up. I just noticed a few wires here that are really in bad shape. Look at that, that's terrible. That guy's probably got to go. And a couple of loose wires here and here. That'll be should be easy to figure out where those go. Let's take a look underneath here. See what we got. Well, doesn't look like much has been done under here. That looks like the original. May not be the original. Yeah, see, this has been worked on, so this is not the original capacitor, but look at how old it is anyway. And the rest of them look original. Paper caps in here. So one thing's for sure, we'll be checking grid voltages through the tubes at some point. And seeing if any of these caps are leaking. I don't normally just change them all, because again, this is kind of a repair situation, not so much a restoration. Sometimes I do it. I may do them all on this one, actually. I'll give that some thought. Now, the real problem, the real complaint on this radio is this. It's the dial string. Oh my God, no. Yes, the dial string. Phooey. It's not broken, it's dismounted completely. And so there's nothing missing, which is good. I can figure out the length of it that way. I've got information about the radio. I got this. I got this from Radio Museum, of which I'm a member. And it says down at the bottom models PT10 and PT12. And then I have this. I got this from Nostalgia Air. Thank you very much, Nostalgia Air. It really looks like this is a blow-up of this upper part here, with a little cutting and pasting going on. I'm not exactly sure. It's not perfectly identical. And this one says model PT12. It doesn't mention PT10, but they sure look identical. So either both these schematics are actually for PT12, and maybe the model I have is very, very similar or virtually identical. Or, I'm going to be misled. But I don't think there's a lot of electronic work here anyway. And the radio works. I don't think there's a lot of troubleshooting. So it may not even matter. It's a fairly simple radio. A little different than some of the other ones I've been working on. It's just an AM radio. But what I was hoping for, and I haven't found, excuse me, is the restringing guide. So I'm going to have to get creative with this guy. I see somebody's changed the cord on it. And if you notice, the tubes are all very, very clean. So the owner of this radio is taking pretty good care of it. What's this here? Can you see that? Right in here. Appears to be a wire to nowhere. Hard to say. Looks like it's just an extension off the voice coil line. Huh, that's curious. Okay, so what to do about this string? I have replacement string. I can replace this with a new string, and that's probably what I'm going to do, because why not? It's really, look. Both ends are tied to the tension spring right here. Oh, it's going to be guesswork for me. Some of the guessing. Hey, where's the pointer? Yikes, there's no dial pointer. Okay, I guess the dial pointer is back with the cabinet. Oh boy. I hope it didn't get lost in transit. Or is it stuck way down inside there? No, I don't see it. Well, I won't let that stop us anyway. So I really think we need to put new string on here. Okay, so we can see how that's fitted into these holes here. Those are probably adjustment holes. So I'm not too afraid to take that off. Just not skilled enough to do it with my fingers here. There we go. So here it is. Now I gotta get the length. I gotta get the length of this within the range of the spring, which is not very much. See? So if I make the string a little too long or a little too short, so I certainly want to preserve this string, because I am going to put a new one on. I'm just going to try to I'm going to try to slip it off the end here, off the end of the spring. Restringing radios can be a nightmare. I did a, I can't remember the make now, it was a European model with 3 different complex strings on it. And I don't think I was shooting videos when I was doing it. It's too long ago. And I did about 5 hours of work on this thing. Believe me, very, very frustrating. Okay, so here comes the string off of here. There we are. So this little spring, I don't want to lose them. Put them in my oversized bucket here. I won't lose it. One of the big challenges I've got in doing this without any instructions is you have to wind the string around this piece. And it could be twice, could be 3 times around. That's a very large bobbin there. That might mean it goes around quite a few times. actually, the size of that might actually be helpful. It might not be so critical, as long as I get it around enough times. Let me see if I can find my my spare string here. Uh-oh. Is that all I got? No way. There we are. There's my string. That's stored in my little box of things I don't know where to store them. Store them there. So, first thing we want to do is get the right length here. And luckily, since we have the old string and we have all the, it's not broken and there aren't any pieces missing, we got a huge leg up, because the length is going to help me figure out how to put the string on. And I don't think it's that complicated in this radio, really. But if you don't have it, so I'm going to do the knot to knot length. So I'm going to tie the knot here already. Can you tell I was a Boy Scout? Well, I wasn't actually a Boy Scout. I was a Boy Scout leader. You want to tie knots that won't slip. And I found the best way to do that is tie 3 knots in a row. Oh! I almost lost it there, didn't I? Okay, that should hold. Now I just take this string, match them up. These strings are often much longer than you might imagine once they come off the radio and you start seeing how long they are. Okay, that looks good. Cut the string with a little excess here. Okay. Now I don't want to lose where I am. I have to make the knot come up right in that area. I should have put a little more string on it. Ha! I'm trying not to waste string, and now I've kind of booped it up, haven't I? Duh. All I gotta do is fish this very fine spring wire through this, so don't need much of an opening left. But how am I gonna tie 3 knots here? Some other options are longer springs within the limit of the space available. You can stretch a spring, gain a little bit of length that way, but those are, you know, that's what you do when things aren't working out. What a dummy. Make things difficult for myself. Now, I'm sure I've shortened the string here. Yeah, I bet you there's better ways of doing this, and I just don't know them. Ah! That's right. Can you picture 5 or 7 hours of this kind of stuff? Well, it wasn't 7 hours of tying knots, it was 7 hours of fishing the wire, or the string rather, around about a dozen pulleys. And you know the trick with that is, you see this knot has slid way up the string now, for crying out loud. How did that happen? The trick is to get somebody else to do it. The trick is how to hold the string in place and all these multitude of pulleys. Oh, for crying out loud. Isn't that stupid? Look at that. You know, I could tie one knot and stick a little glue on it. That's another approach, but let me at least get 2 knots into here. And we'll compare the string lengths again. Here we go. Just put that through there and tighten it up. Okay, how close did we come now to maintaining the length? Hey, where's the old string? Here it is right in my hand. Okay, let's see how close we came. Match the ends up. And just pull our way through to the other end. Yep, still matched. And wow. Ah, that's terrible. Yeah. Well, I don't want to throw this brand new piece of string away. Let's try it. Let's see where we can get with it. Now, I think this one has some easy parts. For instance, this piece up here, which you can't see. Just put you on a platform here.